Howdy, everyone. Today, I got a nice stack of comics here to go through that I've been checking out. Here, I got to get these put in the books so I can start getting to my Halloween comic reads, all my haunted horror comics. Uh, I'm going to try and pretty much just do horror comics throughout the month of October, so should have a lot of fun. Interesting ones. I've been pulling out a good variety. A little bit of Universal, a little bit of crazy horror, a little bit of spooky stuff, some kids related horror books. Yeah, all kinds of goodies. Can't wait. I did get my room painted. My wife and I painted the mine. Well, it's not my only YouTube room because I'll still be doing YouTube stuff here. And once I can ever get that sun porch cleaned out enough, I will also do um, videos out there because I love that porch for sitting with all the windows and everything. It's just I'm really looking forward to doing some videos out there, but that will be a little bit yet. There's a lot piled up out there. And with the wife going on vacation for a few weeks now, it's gonna be iffy if I even get anything really done on the porch while she's gone. Because the boxes I have out there are either ones we already went through and it's stuff that's going for sale, or it's comics that I already went through and they're basically going to sit in their boxes until the day that I can actually grab that next box and go through it and read them and then decide which ones will go into my collection and stuff like that. But yeah. But taking a break from running around and doing yard work and stuff, so I figured I'd do some comic book reviews. Starting out with from Antarctic Press. This is issue 4. I did not know they printed anything Airboy ish. I don't know. I haven't read the Airboy books that I have, the Airboy and Mr. Monster. I do have some lined up for the Halloween read, but I was just thumbing through this yesterday and I was going to wait till I read a regular Airboy or an Airboy Mr. Monster book to see if this is relatable to it. I feel it is, even though I haven't read the other ones yet. But this pilot is very interesting character. His plane itself has these wings that kind of flex. Uh, it's almost like they're canvas style wings off the main frame of the plane. But this they're dealing with all these robots and stuff that are attacking him, and he's taking them out in a very fanciful way. Here you can see the wings are pointing downward. Here they're curved upward a little. There's other images where I see them where it almost looked like they're flapping the wings, uh, which you could do because you can see they are hinged on there so they can move them in any type of direction. I just don't know. I want to get issue 1 through 3 so I can learn a little bit more about this character, but there's our Airboy in this book. But Anarch Press always does a wonderful job with either parodying out another storyline or coming up with their own original storylines. Yeah, and then this robot definitely has some Transformer influence to it. There's also a couple fun things in here that are references to our childhood items that we enjoyed. I think there was even a Wizard of Oz type thing in here this time. Can't find it, of course, at the moment. But yeah, I enjoyed Airboy Deadline or Deadeye. I mean, but issue 4. So I will have to look up some more of those. This is done by Chuck Dixon, Gianluca Peretta, and Ben Dunn. I don't want to see what year that this came out. Oh, it's 2012. I mean, it does look. It definitely has that newer look to it, that shine. I'm gonna just slide this right back into its packaging. I don't have to worry about that. I'm trying my darndest to get everything organized again. Take a long time. All right, we got Archie versus Minor Threats. This is interesting. I was curious how they were going to do this because the Minor Threats world is very strange. Yeah, Patton Oswalt, Jordan Bloom, Timmy Haig, Scott Kablash, Hi-Fi, and Nate Picos are all part of this. This is issue 1 of, I think, a 4 or 5 issue run it's going to be. But they've been doing awesome with this. They start out with the Riverdale bus comes into this dimension somehow, this world of minor threats, and the bus is out of control. They're going down a giant kaiju like monster's bones that are left laying throughout the city. Like a giant dragon or something. But we end up finding that uh, Sabrina, the teenage witch, is up to something. And while she's messing around with it and stuff, she ends up finding a scroll that basically gets her on a way of her own little adventure, and that ends up taking her into uh, Riverdale to meet up with the rest of the gangs. And then we see here that we have a battle going on with these characters. He's like a wizard type character. I like her little Rubik's Cube ability thing that she's got going on. But like I said, the characters in Minor Threats world they're so strange. There's so many different types. The only one I linked on to and read was the Flies uh, series. So I didn't dive deep enough into the Minor Threats world to really know what's all going on. But okay, that's when Sabrina hypnotized people to get the whole bus loaded up with the Riverdale characters. Um, Here's our magician causing problems, setting off things, knows that Sabrina's in the wake, in the midst, and thankfully she is, because there's things like here where the bus would have probably totally got crushed and killed all the kids in it and stuff, but thankfully Sabrina was there to help. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of this. It's getting a little tripped out there, being messed with by the magician. But yeah, that was a good one. And we got Cruel Universe, the EC Cruel Universe. This is volume 2, issue 1. I just grabbed this one for the sketch cover. I don't think I'm going to follow this whole run, even though the first volume of Cruel Universe was one of my favorite EC ones that came out so far. This one has stories In a Strange Land by Jay Hotham and David Rubin, Catch and Kill by Ann Senti and Kano, The Fittest by Greg Pak and Charlie Adlard, and Derelict Ship by William M. Gaines and Al Feldstein, along with Bernard Kriegstein and Inaki as Yazoo. Yeah, here's the first story that in a strange world one is basically alien beings considering to come to Earth to give us all their knowledge and be able to live amongst each other and all that stuff, cure them of all our problems and issues and all that. But of course, we never do what we should. We're too stuck up on killing everything. So uh, things happen, and you'll see once you read it what's going on with everything. Here we got Catch and Kill dog is a scientist dog. He's constantly around the dolphins and stuff because she's working with the dolphins. She's got a translator, a little dolphin translator that she says can translate the dolphins. Uh, Sonar snaps and stuff into words, and they know what the dolphins are saying and stuff. But no, they really don't. It's just all part of their tricks whenever they try and do those type of things. But a bunch of stuff happens, and you got to read it to find out. The fittest is kind of a parasitic. They don't have a good image without you showing the last page of the other story or the last page of this story. But basically, our characters, and they're on a ship in space. People are being thrown out of hatches anytime this parasitic stuff breaks out on them, and it's basically looks like dirt and clumps of whatever that just starts growing all over their face, and people freak out and toss anyone out of the spaceship that ends up having this parasitic thing. And then you get to see what the robots are doing and all that stuff. Then in Derelict Ship, this one kind of went back to the as that old school feel of like Flash Gordon feel, the way the artwork's laid out on here and stuff. But yeah, a spaceship appears and some people go to find out what's up with it, and all kinds of other things happen. In this story, they find basically that the ship stopped working, the crew of the ship is all dead and all that. And they're trying to figure out what caused them to either go off on each other or whatever happened. They have to listen to the ship notes and find out whatever information they can find out about why this ship was just left floating in space and the crew is all gone and dead. We got Flaming Carrot Comics. This was a special, photo comic special, number one. This one was done decent. I did not like the Cerebus photo comics that I came across. This one I probably wouldn't like if I wasn't a fan of Flaming Carrot. But because I'm not big on these photo images and the word balloons and all that stuff. But throughout here, you see a bunch of different alien characters that are helping the flaming carrot, and at the same time, they're running into all kinds of problems. But the crew sticks together, does what they have to do, and they get through this. But the book was fun, as usual with a Flaming Carrot book. I was iffy when I seen it if I'd like it or not after reading that Cerebus one that was similar to this, but that was all like Greek imagery and just done really bad. And this one was done the right way. We got Godzilla Escape the Dead Zone. This is very unique. I think I only ordered issue 1, but we have this dragon character that's walking around. There's rumors that he's beating people up with his tail and all this stuff. It's just, it's interesting because it's like you don't really have Godzilla in here. It's basically more focused on this character, and he's going off into a dead zone where there's a bunch of kaijus, and he's able to battle kaijus. So I definitely want to know what's going on with this. But since I think I only ordered issue 1, you know, I can pet you, but I can't keep petting you when I'm doing stuff. So you guys sit there and just relax. I'm petting you as much as I can. I'm gonna pet all the hair off your head if I keep it up. It's been cooler out lately, and when the colder it gets, the more needy he gets. so, so he will probably be on me almost every time I do a video for the next couple months, few months. Oh, let's not kid ourselves. We get 2 weeks of summer. We're lucky if we get 2 weeks of spring. We get about 4 weeks of fall, and then we get like 8 months of freaking winter. Hmm. Not looking forward to it. But Troublemaker here will definitely be on me a lot over the next few months. So get so dang antsy, pushy. Oh yeah, the Invisible Man issue 1 is the Universal Monsters one, done by James Tinian the Fourth, Danny, Brad Simpson, and Becca Casey. I was never a big fan of the Invisible Man, so this one did not thrill me. And you got the stuff going on where he's testing out his serum on the mouse. The mouse ends up getting very whitish, then turns invisible and all that. And he learns that his serum can be used for something like that. And eventually, will start using it on himself and doing all those things. But it did not grab me in any way, shape, form. It felt so much like the original basis of the movie and all that. It's like they had fun with the creature of the Black Lagoon. They had fun with Frankenstein. I don't know why Dracula, the Mummy, the Invisible Man. I don't know. The Mummy did have some interesting things in it, and I only read issue 1. I do want to go back and get the rest of that one and read it, but I don't think you'll see me buying the rest of the Invisible Man. I did not care for it. And from Marvel Comics, we got Power Pachyderms, issue 1. I got our 4 elephant pachyderm characters that happen to basically be based off of Wolverine, Cyclops, Elektra. I want to say Colossus, but it could be the Thing also. The one that turns into metal is probably Colossus related. Uh, but they do a great job parodying it out. And now that I think about it, I think that Oz parody was in this book. I'm not a fan of uh, Moe, Larry, Curly, Three Stooges. But in here, four wise men on top of this mountain that our Wolverine character climbs. And the Wolverine character has the swords that come out instead of tusks. How he's set up with the Wolverine type stuff. But four wise guys on the top of the mountain are the four idiots, the stooges. Uh, yeah, the one that replaced one of the characters back and forth over the years, but yeah, Schlep. They got Sprite, Schlep, Schmo, and Shtick. Those are their names for the wise guys. This was a lot of fun. Seeing the Pachyderms having to deal with something, and before they could deal with it, they had to get the gang back together, and everybody's off doing their own little thing. There's a Mickey Mouse parody. There's a music parody. There's Magneto makes an appearance in here. A Magneto-like character, I should say. But yeah, Willie Nelson character. There is a lot of parodying through here and a lot of reference to things like turtle style stuff and related type of comics that all basically followed off the whole concept of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You're gonna lay with your head upside down, let all the blood rush to your head. Then we got Space Ghost, Volume 2, Issue 1. In here, I thought they were gonna give us info on there. We got David Papose, Jonathan Lau, Andrew Dalhouse, Taylor Esposito working on this. And in here, we see our characters dealing with some very strange beings, AI units, or cyborgs, or whatever you want to call them. But Space Ghost saves them, and then you find out that they're something something other than you think they are, and they start attacking them, and everybody else is attacking them along the way. We get a little thing down in here that shows a few characters that are part of this world, but yet they don't belong in this book. And as we see, basically Space Ghost and Glip, or their monkey, are off dealing with a battle in a very strange world that kidnaps kids and aliens and all that, and has them all. They're basically experimenting on them and stuff like that. But while this is all going on, this old man appears with and hangs out with the two kids, the boy and the girl, and says he's their grandfather and wants them to come stay with him and let him help them out and take care of them. But they're like, no, we're sticking with Space Ghost. And yeah, I'm sure we're going to see something that he's kind of got some weird connection where he's going to try and make them believe that he's their grandparent. And then I have a feeling we'll find out that there's something else going on, and then he'll probably steal Glip again. And because Glip's been kidnapped recently in the annual, he was brought back from that, but he was kidnapped there and they're using his powers, kind of like trying to drain him of his powers. But we got Yahgz. This is the third one, third volume. Again, sticking with a fun story. We got basically this character that's controlling both the sticks, stick of joy and stick of evil, or whatever they're called. But who will save Crayworld and the land of Yahgz? The aftermath of the epic Wash War has left Kraby Kraynobi as the sacrificial hero, leaving behind an orb without its mystical powers. What is the Mystic Orb? What magical mysteries does it hold? Is it a gateway into another world, or worse? Is the orb a power for good, or is it a power for evil? And speaking of evil, who is the menace of Dark Angrius? It's a cold and dark time for Crayworld and the land of Yahgz. The planet is getting colder day after day. Their world is on the verge of freezing. What happened to the world we knew? What happened to the Cray cousins? What happened to Kraby Kraynobi's son, Kraysky? What is this new threat that invades Yahgz, and who will solve them all? All of these questions and more will be answered inside The Beginning of the End Starts Now. Yahgz 3 The Mystic Orb is the latest comics creation from super famous, best-selling, and award-winning cartoonist Art Baltazar. Yeah, if he keeps doing things, he's going to have a really long name. Art is known for being the creative force behind Itty Bitty Hellboy, excellent run, Young Justice, Tiny Titans, Superman of Smallville, a lot of fun, Gilbert, as well as the co-creator of Oh Yeah Comics, Action Cat, and Adventure Bug. Lots of great characters. But yeah, it's fun seeing what's up with the Krays. Kraynobi, Kraby, Krabinsky, our elusive character, little dino dude. Uh, but yeah, we see how the Krays work together to try and figure out what's going on, and then also find some other Krays that they haven't seen in a while, and then we also find out more about the orbs, what's going on with them. But these are fun stories. So if you haven't checked them out, I suggest giving them a shot. You can go to artbaltazar.com and find all his stuff there if you can't get it through your comic shop. But yeah, that was a fun little pile, and now we're clean. We're caught up with all the oddball comics. Is today the 1st already? It is the 1st of October. Shit. Sorry. I thought I had one more day. So I am going to have to get something done today that I did not know I needed to get done. But, oh well, we have that. Stuff happens. I try and get my butt back to work. Just so hard to do some of the things I want to do because stuff's still packed away. I don't know how much I'm going to get done this month as I thought I would, so we will just have to see. All right. So that is it for now. Keep following Under the Call of MS. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, give us those likes. Leave a comment. I'll comment back. Check out Crimson Color Comic Club for our group podcast. We have lots of fun doing that twice a month. You can check out my comic book claim sales on Monday nights on Psychotronic Squirt Guns channel or my channel, depending on who's running it that week. Or you can go into my live shows and friend shows and find things from the past. And other than that, we're going to let you go for now. I got to get my butt back out and finish the lawn mowing. So take care. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.